What's up, meat eaters? Peter von Panda here. Hey, if you like eating as much as I do, then you probably have lunch every now and then. And so I wanted to show you this lunchbox from iCOOLer. This is actually the Freezable Lunch Bag, large and in black. So what's interesting about this is, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that when I pack a lunch, I have been using this freezable packet lunch bag, and it's kind of a typical lunch bag. It's kind of triangular shape, a little A shaped. You compress it down like this, throw it in your freezer, and there is gel inside these the front and back panels here that freezes. Very similar to the blue freezing packs that you throw in lunch boxes. Okay, I really have enjoyed using this, but there's a fundamental problem. Let me show you what that is. And if you're an adult, it could vary for you, but here, I've got a Archer Farms turkey sandwich. This is pretty big, probably a foot long. Little grab bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and, the thirst quencher squirt, okay? The problem with the standard size lunch bag is that this stuff doesn't fit. So either what I have to do is either take the sandwich, cut it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then even then, it fills up almost half the bag, and I can either put in the chips or the drink, but not both. Now, you might say, well, Pete, you don't need to fridge or keep chips cold, so that's fine. You put your sandwich in there, you got your drink in there, that's good enough. Well, the last thing I want to do is be carrying something and then carrying other stuff separately, right? I mean, if I'm going to have a bag, it doesn't matter if the chips are cold or not, I'd like to not carry two things around like this and be like, oh, there go my chips, okay? So I got this iCOOLer bag to see if the larger size would be better. Now, let me, in full disclosure here, Packet sells this in a deluxe model, which is a little bigger. But my issue is that, for some of you mathematicians out there, you know that a triangular shape is not very volume efficient, right? For the material and surface area, what you really want is a sphere. And since this is about as far from a sphere as possible, it's just not going to be very space efficient. So what I wanted is something like this. It's not that much bigger, you know, lengthwise it's a few inches longer. It's about the same height, but doesn't taper. It's just like a square. It looks like kind of a camera bag. And so what you get is a lot more volume in the bag. And I thought, well, this iCOOLer is also freezable. So I'm going to give you a little look at it here, a little overview, show you what it comes with. And then I also want to talk to you about the insulation of these bags and my issues with it and if this one fixes it. But I'm going to save that to the end. So first of all, it has a strap like this. I just got it. You open it up. I realize that there's something rattling inside, and it's a shoulder strap. So presumably, you know, you could use this for carrying things to a concert, a picnic. I mean, it doesn't have to be just a lunch bag, but you do have this pretty nice shoulder strap with these pretty serious and useful metal hooks here that fit onto these D-rings. Easy on, easy off. I probably don't need this. If you're just a working guy like me, you probably don't need that, but I'm just gonna put that aside. The other thing you notice right off the bat is that it has a little like sternum strap. They're elastic. They have a black buckle here, polymer buckle. It swivels, and this is nice because it will hold stuff down. I mean, that's actually a pretty cool little feature. I don't know that you need it a lot in your day-to-day lunching, but what I can see this useful for is if you have some wine glasses, say you're taking some wine or drinks, or you have, I don't know, something fragile that you want to wrap up and kind of keep on one side. That's pretty nice. It's a nice feature to have, even if you don't need it a lot of the times. Okay, rubberized protection around the handle here. Looks like it has some little holes for ventilation and grip. Everything seems to be tough Cordura nylon black stitching. Cool thing here too, not all that super useful, but this iCOOLer badge here, which is rubberized, has a little slide out so you can put your name on it. It doesn't come out, it's captive, which is cool. Slides back in, so you know no one's going to eat your lunch out of your office fridge and blame it on someone else. Nothing on the back, but nice solid construction. Now on the top lid here, I can feel the gel. This thing isn't frozen. It's you can feel it squishing, and then on the bottom here, I can also feel gel squishy. Now, when you pick it up, the first thing I did is take it out of the bag, and I thought there was even more stuff inside because of the weight. That's just kind of the nature of these gel packs. The interesting thing is, I've noticed that, especially when I use this one at work, you know, by lunch, they're all, I don't put it in a fridge. You could absolutely do that, but I just put it on my desk, and the gel packs are thawed by lunchtime. So 3 or 4 hours later, in room temperature, they're absolutely back to liquid form. Doesn't mean the stuff inside isn't cool and has been kept cooler, but this is not insulated. There's no reflective, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. There's this kind of yellow, white rubberized material here, but you know, in a lot of cooler bags that don't have the gel, they have kind of this silverish insulative layer. So I don't know what it is. I don't know that it's like a mylar or anything like that, but you know, when they have those kind of inner linings, that helps. All right, so let's do the test. I've got the full foot long sub. I've got the chip, and oh, my Fresca is in here. Boom. All right, no problem, and room to spare. So, you know, I've got actually room up here. This would actually be great for 2 lunches. You know, a quick, a couple's picnic trip, whatever it might be, no problem. And I know that it's going to stay cool. Now, I want to show you something. I went ahead and destroyed this bag for your benefit, my benefit, because this nylon material in here just kind of looks like the inside of a nylon jacket. Isn't particularly insulative. You know, I was wondering, on the inside of this quarter, is there any kind of insulative layer? When you freeze this bag, does the cold material, is it insulated from the outside heat or cold or whatever it might be? Well, so what I did is I cut a hole in the back here because I wanted to see if there's anything on the outside of the gel layer. And what you can see here is you've got this kind of nylon fabric, canvas type material. You have, it might be really hard to see here, the nylon there. You have this kind of harder plastic material right here. It's fairly thick, and it's probably a lot like, you know, I don't know, dividers that are used for plastic sheets inside of 3-ring binders. And then I have, as you might be able to see there, the shiny pack is the gel pack. I can touch it and feel it. So there's nothing really aside from this kind of thicker, more this stiffer plastic layer that creates an insulative layer outside. And this thing being black, especially if it's sitting in the sun, I think it could probably warm up. Now, the one big advantage that the packet has is that even when these things are frozen, which this is, you can fold it up and wrap it up into kind of a nice little package here, and then the Velcro is closed. Throw this in your freezer. It doesn't take up a lot of room. This one doesn't fold up. It does compress a little top to bottom, but it's much bigger when compressed. And so if you're going to throw this in your freezer, say you have a family of 4 and you have 4 of these, that's going to take up a lot of space in the freezer. So hopefully that's helpful as you're checking it out. I'm going to put a link to it. It's a pretty cool freezer lunch bag anyway, and it's pretty large and carries a lot of stuff. So, you know, this is about $35 retail, and I think if you're checking your options out between the packet and the iCOOLer, you know, if you're a big boy, I'd go with the iCOOLer. Peter Von Panda, out.